The hardest person you'll ever have to deal with is yourself. You can escape jobs, you can walk away from relationships, you can move to a new city, change your style, start again 100 times. But wherever you go, there you are. In this video, I want to talk about how to deal with yourself, the thoughts you live with, the pressure you put on yourself, and the quiet ways we turn our own minds into battlegrounds. This isn't about fixing who you are. It's about learning how to live with yourself more honestly, with less war and more understanding. This is both a problem and a solution, because most of life's pain doesn't really come from other people. It comes from the war we start inside our own heads. That voice that criticizes, compares, and second guesses. That replays every mistake like a highlight reel you never asked to watch. That voice that tells you that you're not enough, or maybe you're too much, or that everyone else has it figured out except you. We all have that voice, but the trick isn't to silence it. It's just to stop believing everything it says. You are not your thoughts. You are just the one who hears them. And once you realize that, even a little bit, you start to get yourself back, your power back. You start to understand yourself more. Because most of the time we live like prisoners of our own minds. We let fear and self-doubt decide what we do. We edit ourselves mid-sentence, mid-truth, mid-breath even. We try to better fit other people's expectations, even when those expectations were never spoken out loud. We carry shame from things that happened years ago. Things we've already paid for emotionally, again and again and again. We try to control how we're seen, how we're remembered, even how we're loved. As if worth is something you earn by being careful enough. But the truth, the beautiful and terrifying truth, is that nobody is thinking about you as much as you think they are. Really, nobody's analyzing your every move. Nobody's still replaying that awkward thing you said 3 years ago. They're too busy worrying about themselves. We're all just out here trying to survive our own overthinking. So you might as well dance like nobody's watching, because honestly, they're not. They're watching themselves. We live in a world that constantly tells you to improve, upgrade, hustle, fix. But what if you don't actually need fixing? What if you just need accepting? That's the hardest part of dealing with yourself. Realizing that self improvement and self acceptance are not opposites, they're two sides of the very same coin. You can grow and still love who you are now. You can want to be better without hating who you are. A lot of us mistake shame for motivation. We think that if we just hate ourselves enough, we'll finally change. But shame doesn't heal you, it freezes you. You don't grow out of self hatred, you grow out of self compassion. The kind that says, I messed up, but I'm still worthy. Or I'm not there yet, but I'm trying. Or I'm allowed to take up space while I figure it out. Dealing with yourself means learning to live with all your contradictions, the confident and the insecure, the disciplined and the lazy, the calm and the chaotic. Chaos. You see, you're not one fixed thing. You're a collection of moments and choices and phases. That's what makes you human. But here lies another problem. Most of us spend our whole lives waiting for permission to be ourselves. We wait for someone to say it's okay to slow down, or to start, or to rest, or to be happy again. We wait for approval that really never comes. And the longer you wait, the smaller your world becomes. You stop dancing, you stop creating, you stop trying new things, not because you don't care, but because caring starts to feel too expensive. But life isn't an audience to impress, it's an experience to be lived. The truth is, nobody cares what you do, at least not in the way you fear they do. They might notice for a second, and maybe even judge you at the same time, but briefly. And then they go back to thinking about their own problems. And that's the most freeing realization you can ever have. Because once you understand that, you're free. Free to make a fool of yourself, free to fail publicly, free to try new things and to change your mind, free to start again and again and again and again. You don't owe the world perfection. You owe it authenticity, and you owe yourself forgiveness and understanding. So let's talk about that for a second, forgiveness. Because a lot of us carry old versions of ourselves like ghosts in the back of our mind. We replay moments we wish we could rewrite. We punish ourselves for not knowing better sooner. But that's the thing about growth. You only learn after. So stop beating yourself up for being a person in progress, because we all are. You did what you could with what you knew at the time. That's enough. You see, sometimes dealing with yourself means calling a truce, saying, okay, we've fought long enough, but I'm tired now of being my own worst enemy, and learning how to be your own ally instead. Because you are the only person you'll spend your whole life with. So you might as well learn to like your own company, even if it's hard to do. Build yourself a safe space where you can just be. No masks, no pretending. Somewhere you can laugh at yourself, cry if you need to, dream without censoring it. A place where you can exist without performance. You see, that's where self acceptance starts. It starts in private. You have to learn to talk to yourself like someone you love. Like, would you speak to a friend the same way you speak to yourself? Would you tell someone you care about that they're a failure, that they're ugly, that they're hopeless? Of course not. So why would you say it to yourself? Why do you say it to yourself? You deserve the same kindness you give everyone else. And here's another truth that's easy to forget. You're not behind, because there is no timeline you're supposed to be following. There's no invisible scoreboard keeping track of your progress. And the people you compare yourself to are fighting battles you cannot see. The only race you're actually running is between who you were yesterday and who you want to become now. So slow down, breathe. You're not late, you're just living, and that's enough. Dealing with yourself also means learning to sit in silence with yourself, because silence is where your real voice lives, under all the noise, the opinions, the expectations. And if you never sit still long enough to hear it, you'll end up living someone else's life, or to someone else's expectations. So take time to unplug. Go for a walk without your phone and let your thoughts breathe. Listen to the part of you that doesn't need validation to know what's right. Then you'll start to notice something. Most of the pressure you feel isn't real. It's imagined. It's the version of you in your head that's trying to please everyone else but yourself. And once you let that go, life gets lighter. And people always say, be yourself. What they don't tell you is that being yourself takes courage. Because the second you start doing it, not everyone will like it. But that's okay. You're not meant to be everyone's favorite flavor. You're meant to be your own. And if someone doesn't like you, that's fine. They don't have to live your life every day. You do. So live it in the way that makes sense to you, even if it's only to you. Wear what feels good. Say what you actually mean. Do what lights you up, even if nobody else gets it. Because nobody who matters will judge you for living honestly. And the ones who do, they were never really with you anyway. And they're not worth it. Happiness, peace, self-worth all begin in the same place, with self-acceptance. Self-acceptance of who you are and being okay with it. Not the kind that says I'm perfect, but the kind that says I'm a work in progress and that's okay. You can love yourself and still want to grow. You can be proud that you're still learning. That's balance. And once you stop trying to prove your worth, life opens up. You start doing things because they feel right, not because you're trying to impress anyone. You stop chasing approval and start chasing yourself. So here's the truth about dealing with yourself. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to be fearless. You definitely don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real. You are not broken. You are not behind. And you are not defined by your past mistakes. You're just a human being, figuring it out one breath at a time. So dance like nobody's watching, because they aren't watching. I know it's a cliche, but it's true. Laugh at your own jokes, take that photo, sing out of tune. Start over if you feel you need to. Live how you want to live, not how you think you're supposed to. Because one day you'll look back and realize that all the time you spent worrying about how you looked or how you sounded or how you compared, none of it mattered. Nobody cared as much as you thought they did. The only person you were actually fighting was yourself. So make peace with that person. Forgive them, be kind to them, and then go live. Because once you stop being your own enemy, life has this quiet way of finally feeling like it's yours. Finally. And remember, you don't need to become someone new to be happy. You just need to come home to yourself and possibly a dog. My name is John. You're welcome to be here, and you're more than welcome to stay here.